Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Donkeys and Demos. You're here with the kid, Jeremy Vareo, Evil if you happen to be surfing the music forums on the old interwebs. Today, we're taking a look at a very cool product by Soundlabs. This is Mikko. Stick around. All right, guys, like I said, today we're checking out Mikko by Soundlabs. Little history lesson on ML. They are a company that makes impulse responses that you can buy on their website. They do impulse response packs of cabs based on Marshalls, on Diesels, on Mesas, you know, all the big boys. And they're really, really good IRs, if I must say so myself. And I hate IRs, I really do. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're on the music forums, especially in any of the digital music areas, you will hear me complain about impulse responses all the time. Anyway, Mikko has done, and that's his name, Mikko Logren, which is ML. He's done official packs through Fractal Audio. He's got packs available on the Helix or the Line 6 marketplace, so you can definitely find his stuff out and about. He's also known for doing the Neural DSP plugin cabinet sections, right? So if you're a Neural user, say you've got the Fortin NTS suite or the Nameless suite or the Pliny plugin or the Dark Glass plugin, all those cab sections were done by Mikko at Soundlabs. So now, let's talk about the actual Mikko plugin, right? Not the guy, but the plugin itself. It can be run as a standalone application, or you can run it as a plugin in your DAW. And instead of having to load a static impulse response into a loader like Cab IR or Nadir, or whatever it's called, from Ignite amps, or into your two notes thing, or into your modeler, what this does is it gives you this interface of a speaker with a bunch of different controls. And you can add up to 9 microphones, 421, 57, E609, 160, what have you, onto up to 9 different cabinets. And in the plugin, there's cabs based off of Sewer Cab 212, Azilla 212, various Mesa and Marshall 412s, and even a Fender combo amp. Then you place a microphone, you can move it from the center of the speaker all the way out to the edge. Not only that, I mean, big deal, you know, you've seen that before, but which is really cool on the Mikko is you can move it all around the entire speaker. So, you know, a certain position on the right side of the speaker, if you move it all the way over to the left, it may sound notably different. And this gives you the opportunity to really hone in and find the sweet spot for yourself for the mic that you're using on the particular speaker and cabinet. I think that's awesome. Where it gets even better is there are additional controls for low and high cuts. You can change the phase of each microphone, adjust the blend of each of them. There's also kind of a little spectral analyzer on there. You can see the EQ curve of where you're positioning the mic in real time, so you can see where the highs are dropping off, where the mids are adjusting. But the real butter on this bread is, I don't even know what that means, is the fact that you can make a preset, save it, and then export that as a high quality impulse response and load it up in your Helix or your Kemper or your X whatever unit that you're using. So instead of buying a pack and then having to figure out if you like the pack, you can actually just load this up, dial in a sound you like with each of your amps or each of your modelers, and then export the IR and take it with you or have it all the time. But I think that's absolutely fantastic. And so I've spoken enough about, you know, what this does. Let's go ahead and start playing through it. I'm going to be using my lovely purple KSR Gemini and this especially lovely P90 loaded Gibson Les Paul. We'll hit it with the Fortin Blade, at least I'm sure. And then we're going to make a preset, save it, export it, and load it up into Helix and compare them back to back and make sure that the created impulse response sounds as good as the one that is in the plugin itself. So let's get after it. All right, guys, Les Paul, KSR is fired up. Full transparency, I do have Two Notes Torpedo remote running because I'm using the Torpedo Studio as the load for my KSR. But that's all the Two Notes is doing, so you can go away. So let's take a look at Mikko. I'm going to try to remember to use the mouse for at least you can see the pointer because it's a touchscreen and you know you can't really tell what the hell's going on. I don't think if I don't use the mouse. But anyway, well, let's give it a try. Who cares? Over here you got the spectrum window that as you move a microphone around, you can see how the EQ is changing. You got this high cut and low cut. You know, you can turn those up and what have you. We'll get into that when we're making a preset. You got your distance from the speaker that the microphone is placed. You've got your pan. You've got your radius and angle that have to do with where this is moving around. And then you've got your mix control to blend the mics as you see fit. Let's take a look at the cabs. You've got 9 cabs in here, I believe it is. You've got a couple of 2x12s. You got a bunch of 4x12s. And then there's that Fender combo I was talking about. And then for mics, you've got your 906, 184, 160, 421, yada, yada, yada. This is Mikko. Oh, also, I've got an instance of Native running, and I'm going to have some reverb on all the time just because I like it, and it's my video. But then there's some delay here and chorus, and then I've got a spot for an impulse response for when we export it out of Mikko. So, you guys have heard an amp without a cab. Sounds terrible. Go ahead and turn Mikko on. Let's take a listen to the default setting. That already sounds good. I could export that, load that up into Native or into my mini Helix units, and be perfectly happy with that sound. Sounds good. But that's not why we're here. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and just start checking out the mics in the cabinets. So here's the 57. Also, I'm going to do my best to play the same riffs as I'm going through, so you can hear how stuff is sounding relative to the changes. So again, the default. And as I said, you can move this all the way around. So if you hear it here, and then you move it there, it's great. Let's check out the 906. $184. $160. Like, you guys can't read, I'm just going to keep telling you what they are. So, again, in the ribbon mics, you can back them off quite a bit. That sounds great. Just get rid of some of that proximity effect, right? Get rid of some of that boom, that low end kind of nuisance that you would cut out, in a mix anyway. 421 is going to have a lot of bite to it, I'm sure. So let's check out a couple other cabs. Sounds cool. The EVH greenback cab, I believe it is. I really don't like 57s that much. for the heck of it. There's a diesel. And the sewer. All right, so we're gonna do something with the sewer. So first, I'll go ahead and put a general kind of high and low cut on here, something that I would normally do on any speaker thing I was working with, and stupid, I don't know, around there. So with Mikko, you can solo mics or mute them with the click of the mouse. Double click on it would solo it. You get a green ring. Double click again to take it off. And then right click on it bypasses it. So let's add another mic. Go back to the sewer. And we'll do like, I don't know, 160. So let's hear that. So that sounds cool. Let's hear them together. Now you can move them around and see what you tweak it a bit. Sounds good? Let's add one more mic, just for the heck of it. Another sewer, and then maybe, well, maybe we'll add a 57, just to get a little bit extra kind of, I don't know, whatever that 57 brings. And then again, we can solo it. Hear them all together. Bring the mix on that down a little bit. Then we could also adjust the phase of some of these. Or we just leave them the heck alone. And then just, I don't know, for the heck of it. See how these guys sound. Sounds great. For the hell of it, just put a little more pepper on it with the Fortin Blade. All right, so now let's go ahead, stop hitting that. Let's go ahead and export out as an IR, okay? So, simple enough, we'll save it. We're gonna call this dunks test. And then we're going to simply export it. You can pick your sample rate, you can pick your bit depth, and then you can export it to left mono, right mono, or stereo. And then we're just gonna save it to the kid's desktop. And then call it dunks test LP KSR. So now we know what it's called. Save it. So now we load it into native. There you have it. And then we select it. And it's this guy here. So, need to turn off Mikko, right? Because you don't want to have it going twice. So it came in a little bit quieter. And I think, see if we can get him leveled out. So that is the impulse. This is Mikko. Let's go back to the impulse. That's pretty damn spot on. Hit it with the Fortin Blade again. Turn that guy off. Back to Mikko. And one more time with the impulse. So as you can see, easy enough to create an impulse response on your own by just placing some mics, picking some cabs, moving them around, saving it, loading it, and turning it on. I guess that's more steps than it sounds like, but it's not that bad. It really didn't take a lot of time at all, and you can do it really, really quickly. So, so there you have it. That's Mikko. Badass. All right, so that was it. That was Mikko by ML Soundlab. I think it absolutely delivers on the promise of what it's supposed to do. You can create your own impulse response. You can save it out, load it up into your modeler of choice or your DAW or whatever, and that IR is going to sound as good as what you dialed in the plugin. And where that's a huge win for me, it should be a huge win for you guys, is that you don't have to sift through a pack of 1,000 impulse responses to find something that you like. You can just design it yourself. And then export it out and load it up into your Helix or your Fractal or whatever it is you're using, and just take it with you. And it's easy as pie, super simple. And honestly, for me, going back and forth, I know I have to adjust the output in native a little bit just to level set it. But once the levels are maxed, I couldn't tell the difference. So kudos to Mikko Logren, and kudos to the app. I think is fantastic. You guys are fantastic. Let me just say thanks as always for you guys checking the video out, for sticking around, giving up some time that you're obviously never going to get back. I know this one was a little bit long, but I would appreciate if you guys would go ahead and like and subscribe if you dig what I'm doing, if you dug the video. Don't forget to leave comments, hit that notification bell, and comments are good, man. Feedback is always good. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, and as always, come back for more stuff. Check out ML Soundlabs. I'll put a link to their website below and where you can buy Mikko. And I think they're still running an introductory special price, so get on it. Peace.